This is the End Zone. I hope you're out there moving the chains. We've got some pretty big news around the NFL. Andy Dalton, before we get into it, there are two really surprising things. First of all, who would have thought that Andy Dalton would be signed as a free agent quarterback before Cam Newton? In my opinion, that just tells you what owners and coaches really think of Cam Newton. I mean, lots of people are talking about how he came back from his injuries and he just wasn't the same throwing the ball. So with that being said, Andy Dalton is now a Dallas Cowboy. That brings me to my second point. Nobody thought that the Cowboys would have a shot at getting Andy Dalton. I mean, nobody even talked about it. Like, Cowboys kind of came out of left field. Most people on the internet wanted the Patriots. I think that was the most mainstream place for him to go. But it ends up he is going to the Dallas Cowboys. He is in a good position there because he can help Dak Prescott. He can also challenge for a spot. I wouldn't say this is a fair comparison, but people on social media are already making the comparison. Could this kind of be like a Ryan Tannehill and Marcus Mariota situation? The problem I have with that is Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys offense was just fine last year in a lot of ways. Obviously, room for improvement, but they got CeeDee Lamb in the draft. Jerry Jones is building them up. You know, they're going to be better. Do I think that Andy Dalton could beat out Dak Prescott? That one's tough for me. His deal is worth $3 million guaranteed and up to $7 million total. Whether he's a backup or he's actually challenging for the starting role, either way, he brings a lot to that quarterback room. For Dak Prescott, you know, he's not like the younger generation of quarterbacks, but he's still fairly young, and Andy Dalton's a veteran. You know, Dak Prescott can learn a ton from Andy Dalton, and Andy Dalton can end up being a great teacher, and maybe if injuries happens, if something happens, Andy Dalton is an incredible backup quarterback to have. You know, I don't want anything to happen to Dak Prescott, obviously, but I think that is a great pickup by the Dallas Cowboys because, as lots of NFL coaches have said, you're only as good as your backup quarterback. Backup quarterbacks are insanely important in the National Football League and in football in general. So I think this is a great pickup. I'd love to know what you think down below. Do you think it was worth getting Andy Dalton or Cam Newton? Like, what do you think about Cam Newton? Why has he not been picked up by a team? Two quarterbacks, Jameis and Andy Dalton, both picked up over Cam Newton. I'd love to know what you think down below. Thanks for watching the End Zone. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment so we can move the chains.